Welcome back. Now what we need to do is that we need to use jQuery in order to make a JSON or I should say AJAX request. So here I'm going to create a script. I'm going to say script, and then I'm going to make the AJAX request. So I'm going to say here script, and then inside that script, in order to make AJAX request, we need to say here document $, and then document, and then dot ready, and then function. Now inside this function goes our code. So inside this function we need to make the AJAX request. So the first thing that we need to do is that we need to say here $AJAX. I'm going to say here $, dot AJAX, and then inside it we need to pass the following parameters. We need to pass the URL. I'm going to name it fetch.php, and this must be inside quotes, double quotes, and then comma, and then in a new line I'm going to say method. The method that we want to get the data, the method is going to be post. Posts here, post, all capital, and then comma, and then data that will be returned. So I'm going to say data here actually data that will be passed. So the data that I should pass is the query. So I'm going to say query. The key is query and the value is the query. And we need to pass the query in this AJAX. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a function here. I'm going to say function, and then load underscore data, and I'm going to pass the query here. And then I'm going to copy this AJAX request and then remove it and then paste it inside this load data function. Let's now continue. So to continue, after we make the AJAX request, we need to check whether data has successfully been returned or not. And to do this, we need to say success, and then we need to use a function for this. I'm going to say function data, and then the data that will be returned. The data that will be returned, we need to insert it in the, remember we have this result. So we need to say here, in case of success, we need to say result, ID result, which we need to use the hash sign and then result, because we want to insert data into this ID, into this dev. And then after we say result, we need to say .html, and then we pass the data into the HTML. I'm going to say data. And here, after this, we need to search for the data, the function that we need to create in order to search for the data. So in order to search for the data, we need to create here outside this function. This is the function we need to do the following outside the function. We need to say search text. Remember if you scroll up, you'll find that we have here input, and that input has an ID called search text. So we need to use this to search for employees. So I'm going to say here search underscore text, and then dot key up, and then function. And inside this function we will have the logic for this key up. So the logic is the following. First, we need to create a variable called search, which is going to be equal to the value that the user is going to type in the box. So I'm going to say this, and then val. This is going to get the value to us. And then I'm gonna say if search is not equal to null, if it's not equal to empty string, then we can here say load data. We can call load data search, load data, and then search. We pass the search parameter in order to search for a specific employee. Else load data, and we will load data with nothing. If we load data with nothing, it means that we will get all employees. If we load data with a parameter, with the search keyword, we will get only a few or a specific employee or employees. Finally, we need to call the load data here at the top. We need to call this function. So here I'm going to say load data, and we are done with this part.